and welcome. As you can see here, the lovely Dana Plato. She was pretty well known in the 70s and 80s for a TV show, Different Strokes. So I've got her here because she's the main protagonist in this game, Night Trap, by Limited Run Games, that came out originally for the Sega CD in '92. This is the collector's edition, and the other collector's editions I do have Limited Run Games. This for the Switch, PS4, and PS Vita. Now we have the PS5. The artwork on this, as I turn the box around, is very nice. I mean, it pretty much captures everything similar to what, since the release came out, since the Sega CD days when it first came out. And Limited Run has pretty much produced this, and it's available in digital and also in physical. Like I said, Limited Run Games does, their biggest thing is taking digital and making physical releases. One of the main thing that Limited Run does is they include these little one collector card. Usually each release has a different collector card related to each of that particular game. And as we take the shrink wrap partially off, we'll open this up and look at all the goodies. But yeah, this game is really unique. It's one of the first full motion videos, interactive games that came out back in '92. Like I said, the beginnings were since the '80s, '87, I guess. Originally made for Hasbro, and finally Sega ended up greenlighting the project, taking the project on, and releasing it for the Sega CD. So yeah, it's had some history. Never played it, and you can see this is a little metal pin, I guess. What's one of the good guys is this control unit of the game, and there's the Blu-ray kind of documentary. I think they have an interview with the creator of Night Trap, and then this is by pretty much My Life in Gaming. They do a little featurette behind the scenes. The origin of the Night Trap. Also, the origin partially of Limited Run Games, who's produced this the Night Trap and these physical editions. But yeah, this game, full motion video, like I said, it's you're basically playing. You're the viewer. You're kind of interactive. You've got Kelly is a undercover control agent. She's part of the acting, part of the crew. You're basically trying to get these trap these vampires. They're called augurs. You're doing like a surveillance. Kind of interactive. You're going through different scenes in the house. These teenagers come in there, and you're trying to save these teenagers from these augurs, I guess, these bad guys, these vampires. And it's really unique. I never played it when it first came out, but I've played it since with these other editions. I do have videos, unboxings. I'll leave links in the description below if you care to look at those. But you can see the PS5, the nice keep case. First time in 4K, as they tout there. So the quality is pretty, it's pretty much it's incrementally gotten better with all the releases. And you can see the disc. Love that artwork of that screaming girl right there. There's a manual, which is really awesome that Limited Run Games does that for us old school gamers. For the retro games, we're really used to getting gaming manuals, printed manuals in their games. You don't see that no more. It's pretty a rarity now. But Limited Run Games and almost all the releases, they do release a nice little printed, very quality little manual to go with it. Because like I said, back in the day when this came out from the Sega CD, like the other games, it had a printed manual with everything in it and stuff. So yeah, there's one of the main other protagonists in the game, I guess, the control agent. There's some scenes right there from the game. So yeah, it's kind of unique in some ways that you're watching the surveillance and trying to trap these augurs, these vampires, and Kelly will give you kind of clues, I guess, throughout the game, and you'll see, the surveillance. There's a code that you have to kind of pay attention to the dialogue to actually activate these traps. So yeah, I haven't finished the full game. I've played parts of it, most of it, but I do want to get back into playing some more of it and stuff. But yeah, another really cool thing you can see here is the action figures that's included in this collector's edition. And if you notice the Limited Run logo down below, it's a nice throwback to the Kenner Star Wars action figures. You got just similar backing card, and it's kind of neat that they do a little retro, little throwback to Kenner. Because like I said, I've collected many Star Wars, big Star Wars fans back in the day. I still have a lot of my original vintage Star Wars figures. Not in the package, unfortunately, but as a kid, you weren't thinking about that back in the day. It was like, it's collector items. But the other item here, the other figure is Kelly herself, the other Dana Plato. It's really nice that they include both the two, I guess, main protagonists, I guess, in this game. The nice little description in the back, little picture of her and in the game, and the other two action figures. So really, this is really, really unique and special with this edition that they actually included this. So you can look at the portrait. Definitely doesn't look nothing like her, not that close likeness of her, but it's got representation of the character. And like I said, the limited articulation, doesn't bend. It's almost like almost similar to like the action figures, the Star Wars figures. The neck doesn't move, the hand. I don't think there's any joints in the elbow. But yeah, there is the backing. And like I said, I had, ordered this back in, I think like I said, I might have mentioned before, in 2022 in August. Got it the day after Christmas Day in last year, 2023. So yeah, finally came in. And there, as you can see, there is the Commander Sims right there. Kind of give another side view. Yeah, the paint app is, it's fairly decent. It's definitely not, it's almost like I say the quality, I don't know, even back in the day, the vintage, looking at the likeness, is almost similar to, what it would be. I mean, just pretty crude, I guess. The action figure, as a kid, you wouldn't really, it's a close likeness, I guess. But the last item I'm going to pull out of this collector's editions box is the actual script to the video game. Like I said, it's a full motion video, acting, full screen script and everything. And it's kind of neat that they included the full script of the actual game and all the characters and stuff. Because like I said, it's a full story, and there's a concept art of what the screen would look like, and what the different cameras, how it would set up. I mean, it's changed since then, but gives you the great idea, pretty much close idea of that. But yeah, the second half of the video, I'm gonna show some gameplay, some footage, and kind of give you an idea if you've never played the game. Kind of see how it looks on the PS5. I'm gonna capture it from the PS5 for sure, and yeah, just looking at all the different dialogue, I guess, for each of the characters in this game. And there's Kelly right there. The script, her dialogue there. So yeah, this game, I mean, as you go and look at it, it's definitely campy. It definitely got the 80s vibe to it. I mean, you're just looking at everything it's one of my favorite decades. I grew up in it as a teenager in the 80s, and you can definitely see the dress and how they clothes and stuff. But yeah, you can see there's the menu. It does have three different, they had the revamped icons and different layouts you could do. So three different, it's nice that you can check either one of those out. But yeah, sit back, try enjoy and see what the idea, and then I'll talk the later half, kind of give my summation and everything about it. Oh, one more, let me make a note here. This scene here, this first scene, it's kind of unique. This is a deleted scene. Since it's the 25th anniversary edition, this scene was added, but the Sega CD release did not have this scene. This scene, might have mentioned real briefly about 87, when it was supposed to be made, I guess, for Hasbro. It was actually made for VHS. It was going to be on the VHS system, and this was a Control Vision remote, and that system, that hardware, it was made for before it got transferred to CD-ROM to the Sega CD. So they had to eliminate this when Sega basically took over and published this game. There was no need for this. This was actually kind of showing the player how to use play the game, basically. So this was not needed, since that was part of that hardware that for the VHS was not going to happen. So they included it. They included it in the 25th anniversary edition, and there's a few other little scenes here and there deleted. So I thought that was kind of unique and kind of different.
It's got to be the strangest thing I've ever seen. I hear that.
Just got this in last night.
All right, listen up. The students that have been coming up to work the resort on this side of the lake have been disappearing right and left.
Local authorities didn't have a clue until our surveillance teams tapped into the winery house right there and taped everything you just saw.
What about the cameras and the traps?
Probably security.
What?
We suspect they're using the winery house as a cover, and they're getting anyone who stumbles onto their scheme, whatever that is.
Mike. This is Kelly.
Kid.
Come on, isn't she a little young?
She's young. She's one of our best.
She'll also be working inside. And remember, no one goes in until we get the signal from her.
I want to know more about these traps.
Yeah.
That's one thing we've got going for us.
How's that?
One of our guys put an override on the camera cable unit here in the back hallway.
Which means?
Which means we have complete control of the cameras and the traps.
But who operates that?
They do.
And who's that?
I'm not exactly certain. Special operators from Control. But we gotta work together on this one. Any questions?
Let's rock and roll. Let's do it.
Be careful out there, huh? And you keep your eyes open. We're all depending on you, especially Kelly. She should be there now. I'll switch you over. And good luck.
can be, Tony. I was young once too, you know. Little boy, we both know that. But you must start doing your job. We all have to do our job.
Dawn on you if you don't get on the ball. I'm sorry.
Yeah, thanks for continuing sticking around. This last video, this parts of the video, I'm going to just basically give you my thoughts of the game or this release. I thought, pretty much from the video, I tried all the 3 different versions. Per se, I couldn't really tell much of a difference of the video quality. Still, I mean, from comparing to the Sega the Sega CD, the original, how pixelated, really, just the bit rate and everything bits, it's definitely a huge improvement. I mean, leaps and bounds, I can say. I mean, it's not, it's not gonna be like super crisp, but for the age and for everything, what this game has been through, it's definitely I can see a slight improvement, very little, but overall, like I said, the play experience, it's pretty fun. I mean, like I said, it depends if this may not be for you. I mean, it's like, I might be kind of bored, but I think there's actually, there's the only thing about it, you kind of keep an eye on getting all these augers, trap them up, and sometimes the dialogue can get kind of like, what they're saying now, and you almost kind of want to follow, and you're like, oh shoot, get distracted, and you're like, oh, I got to go look at this next surveillance, get these guys in this other room or what have you. So sometimes, if you don't get them all, it'll stop the game. You'll get the commander sim, say, hey, you did get so far, blah blah blah, and then you got to start over again if you want, or just the game ends that way. So, but yeah, it's a fun game for what it is. I think it's pretty much different. But if you enjoy this video, definitely hit the like button. Appreciate it. It really supports the channel and the algorithm. If you dislike it, no problem. You can dislike it. I appreciate you guys. If you want to subscribe to the channel, it keeps me going with more additional videos, because I do have more videos coming, and hit that notification bell. And as always, appreciate you guys sticking around and watching and ramble. And hopefully this was, pretty, if not entertainment, at least helpful or what have you. And like I said, it's not available. It's completely out of stock, but you can still get the game digitally. Until the next one, take care.